Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cascadia Speaks, the webinar series highlighting the distinct regional and cultural identity of the Cascadia bioregion. Thank you all for being here. You can view our previous Cascadia Speaks webinars on the CascadiaNow YouTube channel, and this video will be there once today's event has concluded. So in getting you ready to enjoy Cascadia Speaks today, to the right of your screen you have a chat, and it's going to be really useful because you're going to be able to ask questions. The Q&A is going to be after the video presentation, but please type questions, comments, anytime. So without further ado, let's get started with Cascadia Speaks presenting the Living Bus Project. So excited about this. The Living Bus Project is a 501c3 that's building with intention, purpose, and long-term sustainability. The Living Bus Project is an open source and net positive resource within the Cascadian movement. They act as stewards for this unique bioregion and dedicate themselves to the collective effort of its preservation and sustainable growth. Through their project, they hope to create an environment in which we are all able to think beyond the box in an equal, open, and collective manner. Ultimately, they intend to challenge others to reconsider how we all live, build, and interact with our surrounding environment. So in designing their future home, which is the converted bus, they have chose to create a platform with the ability to provide for their family as well as give back to the community in multiple forms. So each of the primary systems on the Living Bus have been designed with a net positive approach, creating a surplus and moving the project beyond net zero. So this allows for the overall platform, which is their home, to serve as the base utility and infrastructure for anyone in need. So we're going to be presenting you with a virtual tour. Sorry about the, somebody commented about the audio being garbled and my voice echoing. I'm really sorry about that. That might actually be the audio echoing on the bus a little bit. Sorry, but I'm not going to talk anymore, so you don't have to listen to me. You get to watch a virtual tour of the Living Bus. And then after that, we'll be having your questions presented to the Living Bus Project builders and creators, Bill and Melissa. So here comes the video, and it's about 10 minutes. And then please type questions, comments anytime. And we'll, oh, yes, it is better now, isn't it? I can tell too, because I can't hear myself echoing. Thank you. The audio is better now. Yay. We'll get the video on. It's about 10 minutes video. And then please type questions, comments anytime during the video, and then we'll have those ready for the Living Bus creators and builders as soon as the video is over.
Can you hear me on here, Bethany?
Yes. Okay. We are back. And we have Bill and Melissa, the creators of the beautiful Living Bus project that you just got a virtual tour of. Hi, guys.
We'd like to thank everybody for coming and taking the time to deal with some technical difficulties. Technology astounds me still, and I'm happy to let most of it pass me by. Our project is unique in the fact that we're taking certain components and creating a shell and an infrastructure that is able to provide for our family in a net positive way. When I say the word net positive, it refers primarily to net zero, which most people are aware of, and that's bringing your carbon footprint or your impact on the environment down to a zero offset. You don't consume any more than you excrete, so it's a zero scale. Our project with a net positive approach reaches beyond that. We can easily get to zero with what's available today for the great majority of us, but it's thinking beyond that. With today's products and technology, there's ways to increase efficiency and create surplus. These surpluses with others who may not be in a position to afford it themselves, to have access to it themselves. With our project, we always want to be able to give back and to provide those who have less than us, or travelers that need a place to plug in, or a community that needs built. It gives us the infrastructure to do an incredible amount of good moving forward. And that's why we've chosen net positivity. Looking at questions. Question from Maria. How long did it take to design the interior space? We're still designing, and that's a good part of it. But with our design process, it's very flexible and very adaptable. I guess that's given us the ability to move forward with the project without having to have full design in place from the very beginning. Sit and conceptualize many things, and you almost get stuck in the process. And with the approach that we took of some flexible framing and dealing with access to areas in certain stages, it allowed us to move forward with a progressive design that allowed us to adapt as needed, to not have all of the answers at once, knowing that things change, spaces change. As you start to enclose walls, depth and space and proportion becomes really important. So having the adaptability to cut in an inset into a wall, purely electrical, which is separately integrated, it's nice. We started first with looking at the structural design of our space, which is a 32-foot long bumper-to-bumper school bus, 1987 International. We chose the platform for the fact that it was entirely mechanical. A computer doesn't control it. I'm not reliant on the computer to tell me if it will turn on or not when I push a button. It also gives us the ability to mechanically maintain it ourselves. We don't have to go plug it in. So much less can go wrong when you simplify things. A straightforward 6.9 liter diesel engine has a fuel filtration system, oil filtration system. It cleans and recycles its own engine oil. We have the ability, most commercial vehicles today clean their own oil as they drive when you change paper filters. There's no need to go get an oil change and throw it away and put in new. It's one of the areas that we've incorporated into the mechanical platform, the drivetrain, to allow us to go anywhere that we want to go and maintain it ourselves indefinitely. So I encourage mechanical design for platforms. The simpler the better, the less that can go wrong. As far as the rest of the shell, we adapted normal construction on spacing, which is 16 inches, and we went to 27 inches, which falls in line with the structure of the bust, how it's put together. 27-inch pieces, which is essentially the window, sections riveted together. So our design needed to be based around that structure to be able to maintain it and have the flexibility and incorporate it into the shell. If you applied 16 inches on center, the whole thing would be confusing and it would not interact. So in looking at the interior space, we started with the side channels. From there, allowed us to build the sidewalls up to the base of the windows. The floor was placed next. It is a single piece, front to back, floating floor. It is FSC plywood and formaldehyde free. Natural materials. The interior, we took it down to bare metal, treated it with the zero VOC paint. It was then lined with a 1/4-inch cork, natural material, and sealed with zero VOC sealants. The insulation layer on the floor, in the sidewalls, and in the ceiling is wool, natural material that is fantastic. We have an article up about wool, if anybody would like to read it. There's lots and lots of benefits, and I encourage it as an alternative to styrofoam insulation or fiberglass insulation. There's better alternatives. That's the other part of this project, is showing some different ideas and things incorporated into out-of-the-box platform. From the sidewalls, we worked on those next. Those include all of the infrastructure. So all of the interior plumbing, electrical, conduit, lighting, gas, drains, they're all integrated into the sidewall. You can see it in some of the videos behind the plywood. It allowed us to move and contain everything in a nice, organized manner. So each sidewall is then sealed with wool, skinned and covered with formaldehyde-free, FSC-certified plywood, painted with the zero VOC paint, and then sealed with a natural wax, beeswax. We approach the ceiling next. You should be able to see it coming up. The white seams are expansion seams. Beneath it is a 3/4 inch engineered layer that runs the length front to back. It's secured into the structural steel, and it is insulated with wool batten, and again the plywood when moving forward. Interior walls is what we're currently sealing up right now. At that point, we can move forward with trim, cabinetry, and other space. So I guess the best thing that I like about our approach on designing is the adaptability and the ability to make decisions down the road. I feel that and the use of our materials are two key things that people should research a little bit and at least take the time to gain some different perspectives.
Thank you so much, Bill. Can you mute your microphone? Thank you. When your microphone is muted, then I don't echo as much. Oh, and here is another question. Thank you. I was just about to have a call out for any other questions. So Bill can get to answering that question too. And if anybody else has any other questions or comments at all, please type them anytime. And I'll let Bill get to talking about the bath area and what's included there.
Okay, the bath area is central in the bus. You will see it, if there's any pictures, I'm not sure, I guess, what people can see. But as you were walking through the bus or looking at the different pictures, the middle section is the area we'll focus on just behind the yodel stove. There we go. There's a picture will be coming up. Just behind the stove is a little pocket room on the left. In that area will be a composting toilet and a small bathroom vanity with a sink. It will have a pocket that, or excuse me, a sliding door on barn hinges that slides down the hallway, which can open and close that room. It has a ventilation system that's tied in. If you're looking to the right in the middle of the hallway, there's a small raised platform in a little cove that will host a soaking tub. We use a single-piece galvanized soaking tub in there. It will act as our bathtub and a sitting shower. It's impossible to put the shower in the height that we have, so we opted for a soaking tub. The other reason for the soaking tub is we like to soak. And with a surplus of hot water that we're generating, I'm looking forward to being able to soak my bones after building this. The hot water system, I can talk about that a little bit. It's a hybrid system. So it's a 40-gallon hot water tank. Bradford White is the company who made it. The reason why we chose them is they have an adaptable design that you can change the wiring and run it in multiple ways and not be able to interfere with it. You can set your own settings, essentially. So the settings that we've chosen are two primary inputs that we'll have will be a solar hot water system on the roof. It runs down into a heat exchanger, a solar wand. Butler Sun Solutions. They're a great company that builds a fantastic product that you can integrate into anyone. Plug and play. We've chosen a lot of plug and play products from really good companies, good manufacturers, people who have out of the box ideas and designs that can provide simple solutions. So we will have a solar input, and it actually is a sealed glycol system, and it acts as a heat exchanger down through a wall. Separate from it, during the cold winter months when we're using the fireplace, there's a heat exchanger that will incorporate into it, and so we can circulate hot water into our hot water tank. The third option for heating will be a 24-volt element that installs into the tank, and it acts and takes its speed from a wind turbine that'll mount up on the top. So essentially a dump load for excess power that wind generators are known for. We'll be able to sink it into the hot water tank, which again, all of these combined, put together, gives us a surplus that we'll have in abundance that we're able to share.
Great, thank you, Bill. One thing I was wondering about, I think you had mentioned that outside, you said there wasn't room really for a standing shower, and you guys like to soak. And is there also going to be a shower outdoors? Is there?
Expanding upon, I guess, the interior space of the bathroom, the hallway is able to close off. The bathroom pocket door can slide, and you can then extend and incorporate the hallway into the overall bathroom. That's something I forgot to mention, but as you walk down the hallway, you can essentially close off that middle portion, and the hallway's end is, the bathroom itself. As far as outside space, we plan to incorporate an outside bathing area, outdoor shower, another soaking tub, and a composting toilet that is able to act as an outdoor area.
Thank you. And then another question then is about the collaborative process in building your home between you and Melissa. How building a tiny home is quite a process, and then how do you collaborate doing it together?
So that's a funny question, because it is quite a process, and it does take 2 minds or more sometimes to think things through, to bounce ideas off each other, to make those ideas become a reality. I think Bill and I work really well together. I tend to stay in the background, but he's always bringing questions to me to say, hey, what do you think about this? Can we make this happen? Can we do this? Can we do that? How would that work? And he has a lot of great ideas. Sometimes I have to bring him into reality with those ideas. And sometimes his idea becomes the reality. So constantly bouncing things off. It's a work in progress, always working with other people, trying to come up with ideas and trying to make those ideas happen. So a lot of communication.
Yeah, communication is key. Melissa is my muse, and she's also my scale. She keeps me in balance. I can easily get lost in an idea, and it's great to have somebody there, a partner that you can maintain balance with each other. That's an important part of any relationship, especially when you're building something that's 200 square feet and you're going to spend, a considerable amount of time together living in. So it makes it even more important to communicate ideas and to think things through and not to rush and not to just assume, but to, thoroughly work things out.
Thank you so much. So if anyone have any other questions, let us know. Remember, you guys are watching this on a little bit of a delay, so we'll let you absorb that last bit from Bill and Melissa and see if any other questions pop up. But I do just want to remind you that this presentation will be available on YouTube, and you also, if you've attended today, you will be emailed a replay link of the presentation as well. So if you come up with any questions later, please leave them in the YouTube comments. That's great. We'll check in on those. You are also welcome to reach out to CascadiaNow at any time at CascadiaNow.org. Or reach out to Bill and Melissa at our Cascadia.wix.com, the Living Bus Project. Also, if you just search the Living Bus Project, you'll find them there, and there are links to their project from the CascadiaNow.org website. So we really excited always to answer questions, and I think that Bill and Melissa are available for tours too. Do you want to talk about that just a little bit, Bill?
Yeah, we're here most Saturdays building. It's also our community hours that we spend with the local community, where we're a member or a part of. Great time to come, see the project, visit, ask any questions. If there's any other different times or days, feel free to just send an email to us. And we're happy to meet and interact and show and share. It's a large part of this project. We're getting to a point that we want to be able to do that more.
Great, thank you. So yeah, definitely this summer, if you're out and about and near White Salmon, Washington, I've been down to visit Bill and Melissa a couple times, and they live in it's in a beautiful, beautiful space, the bus, where they work on it, and it's a really great project to see. So I highly recommend it. So thank you so much. We've got the audience sending their thank yous to you guys as well, and thank you so much for being here.
And we'd like to thank everybody for coming, and hope to encourage everybody to reach out to us and ask your questions.
Great. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a wonderful afternoon. Again, always welcome to reach out to Cascadia Now, to the Living Bus Project, and we're really excited that you were here, and we hope that you'll be back for another Cascadia Speaks presentation. We have more coming up. Our next one will be about the Cascadia Collegiate Cup. The finals for that are happening this weekend, so that's exciting. So you can learn more about that next month. And make sure that you're checking out Cascadia Now on your favorite social media or just on our website, so you can get the date and time for that. So thanks so much, everybody. We will be in touch again soon, and we hope to hear from you all soon. Have a great afternoon.